Was staying at her boyfriend's house that was there.
Lucinda was staying at her
Yes.
boyfriend's house?
Yes.
Okay. And that's on the 26th?
Yes.
Is that after the police were called?
That was prior to, supposedly the lice was prior to, and that's why she had called them prior to that night. And she was letting me know that she had called them and that I needed to be prepared to take on a 2-year-old.
What did you tell her?
I asked her why she would call them, what was going on, and I said, this is ridiculous. You know that this is ridiculous? And she goes, no, it's justified. And I said, I don't understand.
Did she tell you why?
Yeah, she tried to tell me that.
Well, tell me exactly what she said to you. Why is this justified?
She made the comment that
so she called
Tiffany
you.
has not been there.
Okay, you had to ask
My
her
words
why.
to her were, how do you know this when you're never there?
And she said?
I just know.
And gave you no more specifics?
No.
Okay, you want to tell me about that conversation?
I never said I was calling CPS. I said someone will. I know the person who did. It wasn't me.
Okay, well.
But I knew it was going to be happening.
Okay, Stephanie, let's get clear, okay? When you spoke to Lucinda and she said to you, in effect, are you prepared to take on a 2-year-old? Did she tell you that someone was calling CPS?
No, she did not.
Every 1 in 5 adults in the United States experiences a mental health issue each year. That's over 50 million people. Neighbors, coworkers, friends, and family members, struggling in ways we often can't see. But why is mental health still one of the least discussed yet most critical topics in our society? Let's explore how mental health affects individuals and the entire nation. Mental health refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It influences how we think, feel, and behave, shaping our relationships, decision-making, and how we cope with stress. But when someone's mental health deteriorates, it can ripple across every aspect of their life. The effects are not just personal, but can extend into their work, education, and family dynamics. Despite its importance, mental health often gets overshadowed by physical health, even though the two are deeply connected. Conditions like anxiety, depression, and PTSD can lead to severe physical consequences, including heart disease, chronic pain, and even a shorter lifespan. The numbers tell a striking story. Over 19% of adults in the U.S. have an anxiety disorder, making it the most common mental health condition. Depression affects another 8%, but the actual numbers could be higher as many cases go unreported. Mental health challenges are particularly pronounced among young adults aged 18 to 25, with over 30% reporting symptoms of depression or anxiety in recent studies. Additionally, minority groups often face even greater barriers due to systemic inequalities and cultural stigma. And the costs? Untreated mental health conditions cost the U.S. economy over $200 billion annually, largely due to lost productivity. But beyond the numbers, the real cost lies in the lives affected, the families strained, and the potential lost. Take Sarah, for example. She's a single mom working 2 jobs. Over the past year, she's been battling depression, but she's too afraid to seek help because she fears being judged, or worse, losing her job. Then there's John, a college student who left his dream school because he couldn't cope with the overwhelming pressure, leading to debilitating anxiety. These are not isolated stories. They reflect the reality for millions of people across the country. Sharing stories like Sarah's and John's helps us understand that mental health issues are not signs of weakness. They're human experiences. So, why are we doing more? Stigma remains one of the biggest barriers to progress. Despite growing awareness, people are still afraid to speak out, worried it might cost them relationships or opportunities. Access to care is another hurdle. Millions live in areas with no mental health professionals. Even in cities, therapy and psychiatric services can be prohibitively expensive, with insurance coverage often falling short. For marginalized communities, these challenges are amplified. Language barriers, cultural misunderstandings, and systemic inequalities make accessing mental health care even harder. While the challenges are vast, there's hope. Organizations across the U.S. are breaking down barriers. Whether it's through crisis hotlines like 988, workplace mental health programs, or initiatives to train first responders in mental health awareness. But we all have a role to play. Start by checking in on someone you care about. Learn to recognize the signs of mental distress. And if you're struggling, know that help is available, and seeking it is a sign of strength, not weakness. Together, we can create a society where mental health is treated with the same urgency as physical health, ensuring a brighter and healthier future for everyone.